It's the 2K Sports pregame show, brought to you by Kia.
Greetings and welcome to 2K Sports. I rarely say greetings, but I just did. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, alongside Kenny and Shaq. Tonight, it'll be the New Orleans Pelicans up against the Dallas Mavericks. Well, for the Mavericks, 9th place in the Western Conference is where they currently stand, which might not sound like much, but does represent improvement over where they finished last season. Last season, under coach Alvin Gentry, the Pelicans tried a more up-tempo approach. They had a rough start to the year, but improved later on. Kenny, what do you make of the change in offensive philosophy for the Pels?
Well, I think it wasn't anything to do with Coach Gentry's game plan. It was more to do with the players implementing it and understanding how to run it. And once they started to simplify it and they started to play longer in the season, they're one of the competitive teams in the West now.
The change did start to pay some dividends. The Pelicans scoring was up, but they continue to struggle defensively. Kenny knows this firsthand. I know it firsthand. I wasn't a great defensive player, but I know that defense wins championships.
No, you were pretty good in your day.
Thank you, Kenny.
Yeah.
Let's send it down to Kevin Harlan, not to be defensive, as we approach tip-off.
Nice.
Coming at you from beautiful New Orleans, Louisiana, as the Pelicans prepare to take the court. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony as well as Doris Burke. And we've got David Aldridge on the sideline. The Mavericks are looking to end their road trip here with a strong outing. And of course, Tony Allen. It's our first glimpse of him looking good in his new Pelicans jersey.
Man, that trade is something that has just electrified this entire fan base, the players, the people working for the organization. They think it may be that piece of the puzzle necessary to finally get this team over the hump.
Now, a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Nerlens Noel is out there with Nowitzki. Then there's Harrison Barnes. Then it's Curry. And it's Matthews in a two-guard. Well, at this point of the season, Doris, near the midway point, teams really now talking about what they're going to be and where they may go from where they are right now.
Well, I think you have a good familiarity with your roster. You know the strengths and weaknesses of your team. If there's aspects you need to shore up, you might be eyeing as the trade deadline approaches. You definitely have a handle on how you win and who you are.
Our coaches sometimes, and maybe this is true with every sport, too close to it, where sometimes they need to step back and get perspective. Do they seek outside counsel, just another pair of eyes on a team and the feel of the team?
I think just like in life, you need truth tellers in your world, right? And you want people who are as good, or to be honest, you hope that you surround yourself with people that are better than you, and you know your true friends are the ones who tell you the truth.
I don't have many friends. And so here is New Orleans following the score by Dallas. Allen kicks to Holiday. Battles through traffic and lays it in. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. Curry with it. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Clippers in Los Angeles. Outside Matthews. Misses off the left eye.
Might have overthought that. Not sure how he missed that one, guys.
Holiday with the three. It's hauled in by Nowitzki. Looking at Dallas, they took that win in their last game against the Clippers in Los Angeles.
And Kevin, you know, they showed how important it is to have a strong bench. I mean, when you are on the road, that depth is vital. I think they really utilized the second unit to extend their offensive assault and just really wore down their opponent.
You know, you make a great point because teams on the road usually lean on their stars. But in that one, they went straight to the bench, and they were on point.
It's Allen with the drive. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake. The Mavericks have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. For New Orleans, they've gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Here's Davis. And the rebound goes to Nowitzki.
Well, this is the epitome of a cold start. Just 1 for 5.
Curry passes to Barnes from 11 feet away. And it's Noel missing. Pelicans trail by 5. Here's Holiday. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. That free throw good from Drew Holiday. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. And looking back at last season, here's a look at the 3-point and 2-point shot attempt averages for the Mavericks.
In the long-range game, a staple for them offensively. It's clear they embrace the value of that extra point, and spacing the floor, something they look to do every time they're on the court.
And so it's New Orleans with it, trailing by 2. Here's Davis.
And Anthony Davis last season signing a contract extension, the richest contract in NBA history at that point, $145 million over 5 years. He'd already become a superstar player, now freed from the rookie scale. He's finally paid like it.
Pelicans shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
First free throw is good. He's off on the second. Dallas has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Barnes dishes to Curry. It's Matthews on the wing. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Matthews has got himself on the board with 3 there. You talk about the big contract for Davis. A lot of money for a young guy, but you don't much worry that he'll get his priorities, Greg, twisted.
A great point, Kevin. He's a team-first guy, all about winning, and he doesn't take it for granted. He didn't have all the hype growing up, but now he's living a dream, and he knows it. But he aspires to be great, and he's not settling for anything else.
Now Rondo, following the three-point attempt by Wesley Matthews. Allen, that's good. Allen's got his first basket of the night. The Mavericks leading. Outside Curry. He feeds it to Matthews. Nowitzki sets a screen for Barnes. 6 on the shot clock. Nowitzki outside. Second chance shot. Barnes can't get it to go.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Oh, and the dunk by Barnes.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam. Here's Curry. The Pelicans make their last shot. floats one, and Davis sends it back. And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw. And Nerlens Noel, already an exceptional defender, but his offensive game is still a great work in progress.
Yeah, they're trying to develop his free throw shot, and I think they're hoping his elbow jumper improves along with it. He can already pass and slash from the high post, and if he gets that jumper going, he'll have the makings of a triple threat.
Yep, that one goes in there.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
Yeah, that's taking the direct approach. He didn't shy away from the size mismatch at all. Just took it right to him.
Tries to keep it alive. Nowitzki, no good.
And although not a block officially, it might as well have been his ability to react and alter the shot.
He read that play all the way. When he's around, you hear footsteps. And with Dirk Nowitzki in the fold, the Mavericks always going to be dangerous offensively. Defense has been the challenge, and Rick Carlisle has great schemes there. They just haven't had the personnel to really defend at a high level.
Two shots. Two shots.
First free throw is good. The Mavericks have tried to bring in more youth and athleticism, in large part to fortify their defense.
So I think they've made some strides in that regard, and if you think about Rick Carlisle's defensive schemes, they help limit some of the damage defensively. He's not opposed to zone. They make sure they get back in transition. But one thing is absolutely clear. To get back into contention, they're going to have to make big strides on that end.
And Dirk Nowitzki's famous one-legged fadeaway, much emulated around the league.
Yeah, and believe it or not, Kevin, he didn't conceive of this in practice. It was an in-game discovery. He tried it out one night, and it just kept falling for him. And, you know, he says it's not that tough a shot if you've got some balance and some touch. I suppose being 7 feet tall doesn't probably hurt that proposition either.
Now here's Curry, following the miss by Tony Allen.
And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
You love the confidence, but that's a situation where they really needed a better look.
Dallas has gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Here's Holiday. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. 8 points for Drew Holiday.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. And DeMarcus Cousins, such a polarizing figure for coaches and fans alike. And this is dating back to his college days, even at Kentucky.
Yeah, maturing some, but obviously that fire burns bright within him. His passion is what helps fuel that production, especially when you start comparing him to other true centers. Just trying to get a break in the action to clear some heads here. I mean, they've gone ice cold, and not a bad idea to give them a little quick breather.
Quick breather and maybe scheme something up that we haven't seen yet in this game. We'll know soon enough.
Here's Barea. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Rondo. Now it's ended down to David Aldridge, who was able to talk with Rick Carlisle.
Well, Kevin, no surprise he said their focus has to be on defense when you're going up against a team that's so crafty on offense. He said we have to avoid mental lapses because they will take advantage. We'll see if they're on their game tonight, Kevin.
Thanks, David. So keeping the opposing shooters in check, guys. They're making that a very high priority right now.
I think that's smart. I mean, you have to identify what your opponent's strengths are, and he's done it correctly.
Yeah, when they get into a rhythm shooting the ball, they can put points on the board in a hurry, and it comes in bunches.
The Mavericks have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line. Doris, being able to create in half-court sets is something that doesn't come easy in the NBA. Just how valuable do you think it is to have a strong half-court offense?
Well, you think about the most important time of the year in the NBA, Kevin, and that's the playoffs. And what happens in the playoffs, the game slows down. It becomes a slogfest. And so execution is crucial. the habits you build over the course of the regular season. You know, obviously you can get in transition and you hope to generate easy buckets, but the reality is NBA schemes are so good, you better be able to execute in half court.
And everybody knows what you're running, but you're right, execution becomes the key.
To me, it's like the trap in football, right? If you block these two guys, you are going to pick up 2 or 3 yards. And as good as the defenses and schemes are in the NBA, we're talking about the best players in the world. You set a good screen in a pick and roll situation, and Chris Paul is coming off, guess what? Something good's going to happen.
Only Doris Burke is going to bring up football and basketball in the same answer. I love this. Great analogy. And the first one drops. Such a unique offensive player is Anthony Davis. Maybe not as skilled, perhaps, as Durant, but they both have that elasticity to just stretch out and finish over the top.
And Davis a little bigger, a little stronger than, say, a Durant. More of an interior game, but as he develops, we're seeing him stretch his range out beyond the arc. And for both him and Durant, I don't think you set any limits on what they can do offensively. You just got to give those guys the green light.
Outside Hill. Here's Clark, guarded by Barea, and Thompson kicks to Ashik, passes it to Clark. Dishes it to Davis, 6 to shoot. Left block shot on the way. Now here's Barea. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change.
Well, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
And for NBA teams, the hardest thing to do is to get superstar talent, obviously. The Pelicans have that in Anthony Davis. How, Greg, do you think they build around him?
Well, a big part of it is just him staying healthy. I mean, we all know this is the team that's had horrible luck in that regard. Now they're shaping personnel to fit the new coaching staff. A bit more shooting, more depth. I think that's going to be key.
New Orleans making a switch here. Moniunas has checked in. Good on the second free throw. Here's Clark. He dishes it to Moniunas. Hill against Barnes. Hill passes to Moniunas. And oh, here we go. Harris, nobody back. Count that bucket. Harris has got his first points of the game.
Almost intimidating the defense there. They didn't even try to get back on defense.
Boy, it's like they were saving their energy. I think they knew they had no chance to slow down that break.
Now here's Ashik. And right now he's averaging about 7 points a game. Here's Moniunas. Barnes grabs the miss.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Barea with it. He's picked up by Hill. Back to Barnes. Here's the screen. Pelicans pull it in. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
And it just seemed to me they wanted it more. I mean, you look at the second chance buckets. Didn't play a whole lot of up and back. I mean, they stayed with each shot, grabbing the rebound, converting when they could.
And that one is off. Now New Orleans will take it the other way. Last time they met was in Dallas, where they beat the Mavericks.
In the last meeting of these two teams, they were really sharp defensively, disrupting the flow of their offense and causing a ton of turnovers.
I think they took tremendous satisfaction from that performance and ended up winning going away. So is it something they'll look to repeat tonight?
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Barea dishes to Harris. Kicks to Barnes. There's the screen. Back to Harris. 4 on the clock. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Mick Roberts' shot is good. Here's Clark. Thompson outside. And here's Ashik. Here's Clark. Pass to Moniunas. Oh, and he pops it off the glass. Wow. Here's McRoberts. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Now, here is Hill. 8 points his last outing.
Well, the pick didn't exactly neutralize the defender, but good concentration on the finish to still get the basket.
Barnes. It's good. Great play set up by Barea. And it's 8 points for Harrison Barnes. Pelicans trail by 7. Clark kicks to Thompson. Pass to Usher. New Orleans moving it around. Clark dishes to Moniunas. To the middle. It's tipped. Powell with the steal. Now Barea looking for his first basket still in this one. Knocked loose. Moniunas with the steal. And it's Hill penetrating. Can't cash in from close range.
Just getting a hand in the face makes all the difference. That was the case there.
There's a minute left to play in the first quarter. Barnes outside. Down low. Outside for Barea. Just 3 to shoot. Just his first attempt. No good off the back of the rim.
But clear breakdown on defense. They're fortunate that he didn't make them pay.
Hill passes to Moniunas. Clark kicks to Thompson. Feeds to Clark. Free throw line jump shot. The shot, no good. Now Dallas takes it the other way. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. It's good from Barnes on the assist by Barea. 10 points for Barnes.
Oh, great ball movement there.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
The Pelicans have converted 4 of 7 free throws on the night.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Blue shots.
And that one falls for Clark. And so Clark nails both of them. Barea with it. Looking for his first basket still in this one. From deep. And that does it for the first quarter. Mavericks lead by 7 and will return shortly. And Dirk Nowitzki still remembers the Mavs 2011 championship. He said he'd love to get one more before it's all said and done.
I mean, that 11th season I'll never forget, but once you tasted the victory, you know, you see how great that felt and, you know, how happy the city was, and it was just one big party over the whole summer, so you want that again, you want to experience it again.
Once definitely not enough for Dirk. He's been to the mountaintop and he wants more. Another trip there would be terrific for him. He's been to the finals twice.
Yeah, and you heard him. It was like the whole city was having one big party all summer long because they were there. How could you not want to have that experience once again?
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Mavericks?
You know what? They're dominating on the backboards. They have controlled the paint thus far.
You know, this lead built partially on extra possessions, and if you control the glass the way they have, you hold a crucial advantage.
On the floor right now for the Mavericks. They've got Curry. Nerlens Noel is out there with Nowitzki. Then it's Matthews, and it's Finney-Smith in at the small forward. They set the screen. He kicks to Nowitzki. Outside Curry. And there's the pass to Matthews. Nowitzki left side. Over Davis.
His shot's off, but they're still winning. So hats off to his teammates for picking up the slack.
Again, the miss by Nowitzki. Holiday. And that one falls coming off of Davis's feed. And that's 10 points for Drew Holiday.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Passes it to Finney-Smith. The dish to Nowitzki. There's the feed to Noel. From 11 feet away. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. They host the Clippers after this game. And they've been enjoying this long homestand. That will be game 4 of 5 in a row at home. Mavericks leading by 5. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, remember when Roy Hibbert burst onto the scene in that great year for the Pacers, and he's still one of the league's elite rim defenders. He doesn't go for the block so much as create a wall. It's called the principle of verticality, and Hibbert says, I'm the godfather of that. I'm not going to name names, but there were some prominent coaches who said, you need to get rid of this. Kevin, them's the rules.
Yeah, DA, he didn't invent it. He just perfected it. Thanks. Now here's Rondo. Dirk Nowitzki unable to get his shot to go. Left side Curry. That's good from Nowitzki on the assist by Curry. And the Mavericks lead by 7.
Always the size advantage. The great timing as well from Dirk Nowitzki.
And for the Pelicans, to me, one of the things that's kept them out of the upper echelon are really a couple things. It's been their struggles on the defensive end and injuries. I mean, this is a team that has the length and the athleticism, and that's an area where you knew they could make some improvement. So last season was a bit of a disappointment.
Here's Curry following the basket by Anthony Davis.
Nowitzki just so unselfish. When he sees a teammate wide open, doesn't take long to zip that pass right in the pocket.
Dishes to Cousins. Takes the 3. The Mavericks pull it in. Nowitzki's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Outside Curry. Nowitzki against Davis. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
How about that continuation? Dirk leaving nothing on the table.
And Dirk Nowitzki has said he'd like to play one more season after this one, making it an even 20 years in the NBA.
Well, that would give him a chance to move into the top 5 in scoring. Not that that motivates him, but the Mavs would love to extend his career as long as possible. Trying to assemble the talent so that he can continue on in a reduced role, very much like Tim Duncan and the Spurs.
And offensively, they've been struggling. He just wants to get them back into a good flow and stop forcing shots.
You know, once you get out of rhythm, it's difficult to recapture it. Now they've got to figure some things out.
Pelicans trail by 10. Rondo kicks to Davis. Davis sets a screen. Here's Rondo. Off target with his 3.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well. And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
You love the confidence, but that's a situation where they really needed a better look. He needs to complete that opportunity. Really shocking he botched that one.
Noel against Cousins. Noel was screen on Holiday. And the rejection by Cousins. Shoots a three. And the Pelicans miss again.
And you know what? Sometimes there's a reason why you're open. Maybe not the shot you should be taking.
And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession.
Well, close to picking that one off.
Great anticipation, just a little late getting his hand in there.
Cousins against Noel. Nowitzki kicks to Curry. Wesley Matthews on the wing. 14 points from him the last game against the Clippers. Here's Davis, and finished off by Davis.
And can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Outside Curry. He feeds it to Matthews. And it's rebounded by DeMarcus Cousins. Cousins has got his 5th rebound in this one. New Orleans moving the ball around, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Noel. And a look here at the shot chart.
Well, they haven't really been strong enough inside. I mean, they haven't been a force or aggressive with getting those good quality looks in the paint. And I think the one-dimensionality of their offense is going to continue to be an issue because the defense isn't having to worry about clogging the lane or defending down low.
Shot from the inbound, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
You know, you think about DeMarcus Cousins. Every time you feel like he's kind of nearing his ceiling, he just explodes through it. I mean, some of the stat lines he put up, they're legendary. And if he weren't already difficult enough to defend last year, you added the ability to stroke that three-pointer. I mean, you're talking about a 7-footer with the complete repertoire on the offensive end.
And he knocks down the first one. And talking about Cousins' new outside shot, he hadn't taken more than 22 three-pointers in an entire season before last year. Wow, quite a change.
Yeah, everything Cousins is doing skill-wise on the money. Maybe you'd like for him to shoot for a higher field goal percentage, but that could be nitpicking. The important thing is the total effect he has on his team.
And Finney-Smith gets it to go.
Boy, did an excellent job to hit the moving target with the lead pass. That was simply perfectly placed.
Cousins dishes to Holiday. Here's Davis. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. Doris, we know you were a standout point guard in the Big East for Providence. What players do you feel have a similar approach to the point guard position that you played so well in the NBA now?
Well, I was not your necessarily traditional setup point guard. I was a player who liked to get to the rim and get to the free throw line a ton. So I would say somebody like Kyrie Irving who wants to be a dynamic scorer, handle is there. So I didn't mind passing, Kevin, but I wanted to score it too.
See, I picture you as like a Chris Paul. Leader,
yeah.
Could do both equally well. You could dish as well as anybody, but drive as well as anybody too.
You're
probably being modest.
I'm not being modest. I was pretty tough too. You didn't like to play against me.
But I like broadcasting with you.
Back at you.
Now here's Curry. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Holiday, the pass to Cousins. Here's Davis, and it's slammed in by Davis.
And that's an example of willpower right there, guys. I mean, grabbing the offensive rebound and then going back up strong.
And GA, in a close game like this where every possession is critical, that could prove to be a very big one.
Yeah, he saw he had a huge opportunity to help his team. Score is tight-knit, and he comes through.
Now here's Curry. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. 2 on the clock. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation.
All right, a chance to look at numbers for Matthews. His last 10 games, he's putting up about 12 points a game, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. And you look at those numbers, not bad. But, guys, I think he can do better, and he knows it.
Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Harris comes in for Wesley Matthews. Holiday against Harris. And Cousins kicks to Holiday. Back to Cousins. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And guys, this is the way to stay in the game. They're doing a masterful job from the line. Perfect this quarter.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
This season, the percentage right around 72%, so not the kind of success he was hoping for.
Well, free throw shooting is a constant cause of concern for them, and today that concern has been front and center.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Thompson comes in for Drew Holiday, and Ian Clark subbed in for Rajon Rondo. And Dallas also making a switch. Powell's checked in, and so DeMarcus Cousins nails both of them. Dallas has gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Now here's Curry. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. The 3 from Barnes. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Cousins has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Clark kicks to Davis. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
I mean, he was great in his last game. Clearly, he has not lost that love and feel.
No, he's having one of those stretches where you just have to stand back and admire the work he's putting in on the basketball court.
Monty Eunice is checked in for the Pelicans. Solomon Hill comes in for Allen. Josh McRoberts is checked in for Dallas. Barea comes in for Seth Curry. And you think back to 2011, the Mavericks win the title, but they let a lot of those players go to free up cap space and pursue bigger names in hindsight, Doris. Do you think that was a mistake?
Well, it's a typical thing when you know a player is on the back 9 of their career, and they might have held on to Tyson Chandler. You know, he had some great years in New York, but I think they caught lightning in a bottle in 2011. I'm not sure they could have easily repeated. I understand why they decided not to rest on their laurels.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And now let's have a look at the teams that have had the quickest hands in the NBA during the past month. Second, the Pelicans.
What a month they've had defensively. I mean, they've really gotten after it on that end of the floor.
For Dallas, they have hit most of their free throws tonight, 5 of 6. One is off.
Well, the former 5th overall pick out of Wisconsin back in 2004, Devin Harris, still effective as a slashing combo guard.
Omer Ashe, he's checked in for Davis. He hits the second from the line. And Harris, not much of a shooter. He's best, Doris, attacking the rim.
Yeah, Kev, I think we're talking about a long-limbed and athletic guy. And defensively, he can guard point guards and 2 guards. Good pickpocket as well. A lot to like here.
Thompson dishes to Clark. Back to Thompson. No good on the shot. Some solid defense from Harris. Barnes against Hill, and they call over the back here. Too much contact.
Yeah, a bit over eager right there. Left his feet too early.
And the Mavericks with possession here. Hits it from 3-point range. 13 points for Harrison Barnes.
Boy, total failure defensively right there, leaving him all alone in 3-point territory.
Thompson against Harris. And Thompson kicks to Hill. Ashe, the pass to Hill. Shot clock at 5. The shot from 20 feet away. Goes back up. Mavericks with the rebound. Barnes has got his 3rd rebound tonight. Harris outside. Barnes left side. He dishes it to McRoberts. Fires for 3. No good that time, and New Orleans will go the other way with it. Here's Clark, guarded by Barea. The drive by Thompson. Rebounded by Devin Harris. Dallas has gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Goes back up. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play.
I'll tell you, that's some gritty work on the offensive glass. Staying active and coming away with second chance points, just so crucial.
That's good from Barnes. Doris, you've covered the game at so many levels, be it women's basketball, men's college, men's pro. In your view, how significant are the differences in the game from one level to the other?
Yeah, I think that the gap is significant. Vastly different games. I like to say I cover 3 different sports, even though they all are only basketball. Women's basketball's at an entirely different point in its history. To me, the college men's game, you know, the skill level is there, and increasingly it's getting better. But not on the floor at any one point are 5 guys, all of whom have the athleticism or the skill set to make it to the NBA. What's striking to me about the NBA is on any given trip up the floor, and in all likelihood on the vast majority of them, you're going to see something special.
That is so true. That's it, and the Dallas lead is cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Clark.
You know, you'd expect the defense to be a bit more concerned about him than they were that time. Easy points inside.
Kicks it to Barnes. Pass to Powell. Dallas moving the ball around. Pass to Harris. Takes a 3. Harris missing again. Well, for New Orleans, shooting 38% from the field. A pretty weak showing for them. And it's Hill penetrating. Can't tie it up as that one's no good.
That's what we call good defense in the paint. Worth its weight in gold.
Yeah, he has the innate ability to change shots. What a competitor. You know, it's been hard for him to find the range this quarter, but I do like his aggressiveness.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. And McRoberts kicks to Powell. Harris dishes to Barea. Good, and Harris gets the assist. Harris has got 3 assists in the game.
That's just terrific team basketball leading to a bucket. Great feed, better finish.
Now here's Oshin. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession.
Oh, that's one of those mistakes where you really feel embarrassed afterward, just not aware of his position on the court.
The Mavericks leading. We've got 1:08 left now here in the second. Powell kicks to McRoberts. Outside for Barea. Harris outside. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. You look at the Pelicans. They're having a solid season. 5th in the conference and looking to move up. And, of course, Dallas, 2 games back.
And when I look at Dallas, hanging where they are, right in the middle of the standings, will not make things easy for them down the stretch.
Oh, that's for sure. I mean, this is where the pressure really starts to build. Any little slip-up between here and the end of the season, and they could find themselves sitting at home for the playoffs.
And so it's New Orleans with it. The Mavericks making the shot. Feeds to Clark. He kicks it to Moniunas. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Moniunas has got his 2nd bucket tonight.
And boy, has he picked it up since the start of the second. His shots now starting to fall.
Hill against Barnes. Hill drives in. Barnes grabs the miss.
Well, he's trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but it's not helping his team. That was an awful quarter.
McRoberts, the pass to Harris. 2nd shot opportunity. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
Ill-advised shot there.
You know, I really expected him to swing that one back around.
And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. It's Dallas. They lead by a bucket. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Harrison, a big first half for you offensively. How did you get loose?
My teammates just been finding me. I've just been trying to run hard, make good backdoor cuts, run in transition, and give me good looks.
You have not stopped moving at all, and it's led to good results. Thanks, Harrison. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the 3rd quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the halftime show on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Harrison Barnes was the man in the first. He had 16 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 steals. And Kenny, what are your thoughts on how Dallas played?
Well, their success was largely about second chance points. They crashed the offensive boards heavy in the first half. I love how they fight for every 50-50 ball like it's the last ball on earth.
Shaq, how do you think New Orleans played?
Well, as we know, it's always a good idea to pound the ball into the paint. So many defensive game plans are focused just on stopping the three. When you hurt a team down low, they got to react. That allows you to play inside out. Trust me, I have the blueprint. I own the blueprint. I created the blueprint. Inside, kick it back out, shoot the three. Rick Fox, B. Shaw, and big shot, Bob for three. The crowd go crazy. I know you remember that, Ernie.
And that about wraps it up, as the second half is just moments away. Now down to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the crew, and we will see you after the game, won't we?
Yes, we will.
Yes, we will.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. And you know, Harrison Barnes has really been making it happen, guys.
Yeah, the rebounding, particularly on the offensive side, as good as it gets. He was bringing the effort down low.
Well, it's his specialty. There are certain guys who can dominate a half or even an entire game by generating second chances.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. Setting the floor now for the Pelicans. Allen is out there with Anthony Davis. Then it's Holiday. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Rondo in at the point guard.
And that's how to make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered.
Outside Holiday. And Cousins kicks to Rondo. And there's the pass to Davis. Back to Rondo. And that one falls coming off of Davis's feed. Davis has got his third assist on the night. Dallas shooting around 36%. They're just not able to finish consistently.
Well, Mavs head coach Rick Carlisle, one of the most respected minds in the game. He was a role player for a couple of seasons with the championship Celtics in the 80s. And he's always had a mind for the game, no doubt.
Here's Curry after Rajon Rondo's bucket. Noel dishes to Matthews. Noel a screen on Holiday. And Nowitzki wide open. He fires, sinks the triple. Nowitzki's got 10 points.
And that's why Nowitzki, one of the best. His IQ in these situations, incredible.
And Holiday kicks to Rondo. Back to Holiday. And he banks in the layup. 12 points for him.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Curry kicks to Matthews. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Matthews has got his second bucket of the night.
Well, Wes Matthews navigating through contact, connecting on these shots. That's nice.
Rondo passes to Holiday. And Cousins kicks to Rondo. To the middle. Here's Davis. Got it. Good job in the low post.
Brilliant second half start. 4 for 4 from the field. Can't ask for any better.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Noel sets a screen for Barnes. Another three for Dallas.
Boy, they are not locked in defensively here in the second half. The intensity and focus haven't been there.
Rondo kicks to Davis. Inside, here's Cousins, and Cousins throws it down.
Oh, Kevin, not a penny, not a Manny, but a facial.
Oh, a bounce to the ounce, Greg? Yeah, showing off the bunnies. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. And Matthews kicks to Nowitzki. Elbow shot. That one wide left.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Here's Matthews. Anthony Davis with the rebound. Davis has got 5 rebounds tonight.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Over in the corner, Allen. Basket is good. The assist from Rondo. Allen's got 5.
And what a fantastic start here to the second half. They have yet to miss.
Nowitzki a screen. Over in the corner, Matthews. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. New Orleans in the lead. Cousins dishes to Holiday. The 10-footer. And it's New Orleans scoring again.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Rondo against Curry. Barnes outside. Passes to Matthews. Dallas no good that time either.
He's cold from deep. 0 threes in the second half after hitting just 1 in the first.
Allen drives in.
And the Mavericks, in a lot of ways, a trend-setting organization, right? Active and passionate ownership. They've been at the forefront of the advanced stats movement as well.
It's his first trip to the line. The first free throw is good. He hits 1 and misses 1, each at the line. Mavericks trail by 4. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And speaking of the Mavericks' advanced approach, for these new owner and tech backgrounds, that's really a natural progression, isn't it?
Yeah, I think, Kevin, they understand the power of computing and technology to change for the better. And you run down the list: player motion tracking, measuring players' athletics metrics. The Mavs have these computerized balance boards I saw that measure how steady players are on one leg. And apparently, Nowitzki has the best balance on the team.
He misses the free throw.
And Rajon Rondo, really one of the purest point guards over the last decade. When you're talking about assists, I mean, he's a guy with the ball in his hands, is very effective at making decisions for the offense, dictating pace. And when he plays off the ball, especially as a spot-up shooter, that's when problems can arise, but he knows how to move without the ball and always seems to find himself in the right place at the right time.
Incredible defense. It takes real courage to risk getting posterized and come up with a big stop.
Here's Holiday. That shot off. Good D by Matthews. Dallas has gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. And for Rondo, somewhat of a resurgence last season, gained back much of the confidence he had lost after his tumultuous time in Dallas.
Yeah, I felt like Rondo felt appreciated last year, and there's no substitute for having the support of your team. This is a proud individual, and we're talking about a big-time game.
The first free throw is good.
I don't know how you couldn't admire the love and passion Nowitzki has for the game. This guy's a terrific teammate who just continues to get it done.
And so Nowitzki nails both of them.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
The Pelicans have gotten nearly everything to drop this quarter. They're 7 of 8 from the floor since halftime. Davis with a screen on Matthews. Here's Holiday. And the rejection by Noel. Outside Curry. The feed now to Nowitzki. Here's Matthews. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Nowitzki. 7 points for Wesley Matthews.
Gritty effort by Wes Matthews. Just buries himself in the paint and connects on a quality look.
Outside Holiday. Here's Allen. And the rejection by Noel. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Noel. New Orleans making a switch here. Hill's checked in. Here's Rondo, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. And now a chance to take a look at the shot chart.
Well, you have to think that he is going to look to go to the rim a little more often going forward because the 3 ball just hasn't been there. Sometimes it seems he's not getting his feet set or rushing his shooting motion, but either way, it just ain't falling.
And that one falls for Rondo. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. The Mavericks have gone a solid 6 of 11 when shooting here in the 3rd quarter. Matthews against Allen. It's stolen by Allen. It's rebounded by Dallas.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far. And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around.
And here's Rondo. Following the 3 from Wesley Matthews. Allen kicks to Davis. New Orleans moving it around. And Cousins throws it down.
Oh, and he went for the 2-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there. Sure. Dallas has gone 3 of 5 with the long ball since entering the 2nd half. And slam dunk by Noel.
Oh, why, dunk you very much.
he can really fly, and you combine that, Greg, with some nice penetration, too, and you've got 2 points. Cousins, the pass to Rondo. It's stolen by Curry, and here's the break. Puts it up from 17. Here's Nowitzki. The putback. And another shot. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And Nowitzki just so polished around the rim. The defense has to rough him up sometimes to try to stop him.
A free throw drops for Dirk Nowitzki. A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Omer Asher, he's checked in for Cousins. Montiunas comes in for Anthony Davis. Hollis Thompson's checked in for Tony Allen. And Ian Clark subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Then for the Mavericks, Dwight Powell's checked in for Noel. Harris comes in for Wesley Matthews. And Barea subbed in for Seth Curry.
Yeah, we know there are big men in the NBA who struggle at the line, but for him, it's a real strength.
Asik dishes to Hill. And here's Barea. Offensive rebound. And it's Omer Asik with the foul. That's his first foul.
Yeah, he looked clumsy on that one. He was not going to get away with that.
Josh McRoberts is checked in for Dirk Nowitzki. On the way, Harris. He's covered by Thompson. And the first one drops.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
And Harris drops them both. Here's Clark. He has 6. To the inside. Wants to get it to Hill, and does. And he comes up with the deuce. Hill's got his 2nd basket of the game.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Harris kicks to McRoberts. And poor shot selection there. Not a high percentage look for him. Thompson with it. Devin Harris covering. And the shot is good. The Maverick lead has been cut down to 3 on the bucket from Thompson.
Boy, nice look right at the bucket. Good to see them work the ball inside like that.
To the middle. Tipped away. And here we go with Thompson running it up the court. Can't tie it up as that one's no good. Mavericks leading by 3. Here's Harris. That one's good from the corner. Harris has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Oof, that is a tough shot.
Clark kicks to Moniunas. Now Hill. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Just 5 to shoot. From the wing. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for them to cut into this lead when he's missing so many shots.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Ian Clark. That's his first foul of the game. And the bonus will go to the free throw line. And J.J. Barea out of Puerto Rico. Sit at 6 foot. Doris, are you buying that?
Kevin, maybe with his shoes on, but even then he's probably an inch shy. But listen, Barea uses his quickness and mobility to his advantage, and he's always looking to attack the defense off the pick and roll. Tough guy to contain.
Now here is Hill. Inside, and that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession. And when you talk about all-time career numbers, there is one name in NBA history that shows up time and time again. Wilt Chamberlain, Wilt the Stilt, with 23,924 rebounds. His name synonymous with greatness on the basketball court.
And guys, I don't think there will ever be another player that will dominate their position like Wilt Chamberlain did. And it's those rebounding numbers that paint the picture the most clearly. I mean, Wilt averaged almost 23 rebounds a game. Not just over a season, folks, over the course of his entire career. 11 rebounding titles, and his career total just shy of 24,000. I mean, nobody in the modern era has even come close to that.
Pelicans trail by 7. Here's Clark. And it's Finney Smith with the rebound. The Mavericks shooting in the second half so far about 45%. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
All right, a chance to check out the numbers for Moniunas. How his last 10 games have gone. He's averaging 8 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he gives them a nice rotation on the front court. He is a quality reserve.
And the first one at the line is good. That one is no good. New Orleans has gone 1 of 4 in 3-point shots here in the third. Thompson. And Ashik throws it down.
And how about the offensive rebound with a little extra punch on the putback?
You're right, Greg. As they look to trim the deficit, could we see them send a few more bodies to the boards from here on out? Maybe, just maybe. Here's Harris following the score by New Orleans. Barea with it. Dallas again missing.
And good defense there to play up and get a hand in the face.
Oh, the confidence he exudes, the toughness. He just gets inside shooters' heads.
And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
Dallas making a switch here. Barnes is checked in. Free throw drops for Hill. Mavericks leading by 3. Now here's Barea. Barnes kicks to Powell. Good work there as it goes. Powell's got his second basket.
You love how Powell goes to work on the block, muscles his way to establish himself and deliver.
Clark the pass to Moniunas. It doesn't go for him. So the Mavericks will take it the other way. Following this one, they get to host the Rockets. That game is the first and last of their homestand. And there's the foul. It's going to go on Solomon Hill. That will get him his 4th foul of the game, and due to the bonus, we'll head to the line for 2. Barnes hits them both.
And you really have to like what they're doing at the line in this half. Free throw percentage now up around 92%.
And Thompson kicks to Moniunas. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Thompson outside. Moniunas dishes to Thompson. Out of bounds. Dallas will take possession. Nine seconds left to play in the third. Correa, the pass to Barnes. Oh, got a piece of it. The third quarter comes to a close. Mavericks lead by 9. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. And let's listen to head coach Rick Carlisle review the game plan with his guys.
Hey, defensively, good job. Keep getting back. Transition, we're doing a good job filling the corners. Our spacing and movement, screenings, getting some good shots. Stay with that.
Rick Carlisle breaking it down to his team, happy with their approach at both ends of the floor.
Yeah, and it's the hustle. I mean, the areas where they're doing best, that comes from effort. And nothing makes a coach happier than to see that in his team.
The fourth quarter just moments away now as we welcome you back. Mavericks leading by 9. On the floor for Dallas starting the fourth quarter here. They've got Nowitzki. Matthews out there with Curry. Then there's Harrison Barnes. And it's Noel in at the 5 down low.
And the interior D is really starting to be exposed here. How many layups have they gotten today?
Too many. Simple as that. Their defensive weaknesses are being exposed right now.
Outside Curry. From 13. Not enough on that one as it misses.
You know, this hasn't been his best game, but he's been aggressive and they're winning.
Here's Davis. It falls for his 7th bucket of the contest. He's 7 for 9.
Wow, and how huge has he been today? Really just giving his team a nice lift.
They'd be in a much deeper hole without his contributions, no doubt about it.
Now here's Curry. They set the pick. 6 to shoot. Top the key, Barnes. Goes up on the high post. Offensive rebound, Mavericks.
The momentum continues to go their way. Pretty much the story of the game. What a turnaround in the second half. So much more accurate overall. You know, seeing an uptick in his trips to the free throw line, really, since we came out of the half.
Outside Rondo. Cousins with a screen on Curry. Rondo kicks to Cousins. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And the first one drops.
At the line for 2.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Here's Curry. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. Noel dishes to Nowitzki. He can't hit that time. Davis with some nice D. Pelicans trail by 10. It's Allen on the wing. Covered by Barnes. Here's Cousins. Missed inside.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And Noel throws it down.
And how about breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right. Screen by Cousins. Rondo passes to Cousins. It's tipped and stolen by Cousins. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. No good on that one. And Wes Matthews suffering a torn Achilles 2 seasons ago. Despite that, the Mavericks doors gave him a 4-year max contract going into last season.
I think what they were doing, Kevin, was betting on his toughness. And you think about, he was back in action surprisingly quickly, but wasn't as effective last season. And he'll have to continue to improve his play to justify that top-dollar contract.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
There's the dish to Barnes, stolen by Allen. And it's Rondo in the corner. And it's Davis finishing it off.
And able to pad his stats a little bit there on that play, the board and the bucket.
And you know, Greg, that'll put him in the good graces of that coaching staff, too. My goodness. Now, here's Noel. Nowitzki. Another shot. Knocked loose.
And I bet you'll never see too many guys who can put forth an effort on the boards like this one.
Yeah, his production has been unbelievable. Really a testament to how much he cares about his craft.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Cousins. Outside Curry. Look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. And slam dunk by Noel.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
And hammering down the two-hand slam. Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. One of the stories here, Harrison Barnes getting it done today.
Yeah, I think this is a good timeout. You try to figure out some defensive strategies to cool this guy off. Now, you're getting absolutely torched. You tell your guys one possession at a time.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, look, here's what Alvin Gentry told his team during the break. He got on him. He said he's got to see more intensity. He said we've put ourselves in this hole, and we've got to work our way out of it. Show me you've got what it takes, guys.
Now here is Holiday. Dishes to Davis. Good for the basket, number 9. He's only missed 2 shots from the floor all night.
And he's really made the most of his opportunities today. I mean, he needs to keep working for those kinds of looks.
Unloads from 13. Barnes can't get it to go.
He should have made that, guys. The defense was okay, but he had no excuse not to finish.
With the fadeaway. And it's Davis missing.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game. Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
Yeah, flawless fast break. Didn't slow down until the ball hit the bottom of the bucket.
Holiday with the 3. And the rebound goes to Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. Pelicans trail by 10. Outside Curry. And Nowitzki has it in the corner. Drains it from beyond the arc. Nowitzki's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
You'd have to say this is his quarter. He has destroyed every tactic the defense has thrown at him.
Pass to Davis. Down low. 7-foot shot. And it's Cousins scoring on a gorgeous play.
Really nice job inside that time. The defense unable to react quick enough to stop him. Boy, he is fast.
Nowitzki with the screen on Rondo. Curry outside. Pelicans pull it in. Cousins has got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Allen kicks to Davis. Nowitzki with the steal. Fast break Dallas. Curry leading the charge. And that one hits back iron. For New Orleans, they've gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Allen, that's good.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Curry kicks to Nowitzki. Fades away. Kept alive. Here's Barnes. Noel. That shot is good. He has made 8 while missing only 4. That's 67% shooting.
Boy, that's great patience. Work the ball until you find a mismatch for the easy bucket.
Now here is Holiday. Over to the wing. Here's Cousins. Matthews with the steal. Allen against Barnes. He feeds it to Nowitzki. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And you think of guys who are 3-and-D wings. Wes Matthews, throughout his career, has been one of the league's best. A prolific shooter and tremendously physical on both ends of the floor.
And Wesley Matthews, very capable from long range, but that's not all he does offensively, Doris.
No, Kevin, he's gotten much better attacking the closeout and stepping in to hit that mid-range jumper. He also looks to use his strength, going to work on the low block.
Now here is Holiday. Back to Davis. The Mavericks pull it in. Barnes has got rebound number 8 now on the night. Right side Matthews. Good on the shot. Matthews has got 9 points here in the second half.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Camp it goes, and the Dallas lead is cut down to 13. Good bucket there from Rondo. Dallas has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Curry kicks to Barnes. Got a piece of it. And here's Rondo. To the paint. Oh, trying for it. Back to Allen. And then Allen slams it in.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
And it's the Mavericks with the ball. The Pelicans make their last shot.
Oh, now he's just rubbing it in, blowing the defense away with this quarter.
Pelicans trail by 13. Rondo kicks to Cousins. Off target with his 3.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole, because he is just not there offensively.
And there's Dirk Nowitzki on the assist by Curry. And that's now 30 points for Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah, this is just Dirk doing work, right? When he gets his rhythm, unstoppable.
Davis dishes to Cousins. That doesn't go either for Cousins.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Nobody near Barnes. And the 3 ball is good. Barnes has got 24.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
And here we go, the Mavericks on a fast break. Here's Nowitzki, and the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
Well, he's hitting at will as they close in on the home stretch, still out in front.
J.J. Barea is checked in for Dallas. Doris, you were quite a player in college in the Big East with Providence. What important lessons did you learn when you were at that school in that difficult conference and leading one of the good programs in the country?
Yeah, I think I learned that hard work is necessary to success, that teamwork is important, that you have to be coachable, Kevin, that you got to be able and willing to work with the people beside you. I learned so many lessons while playing at Providence.
I bet you can't separate the two. What was more enjoyable for you, coaching at your school or playing for your school?
Either way, Kevin, I knew that when I was representing Providence, I wanted to do it with pride.
You were blessed.
No doubt.
They were blessed. Matthews into the lane. The kick out to Barnes. The tray. Pelicans with the rebound. To end the run. Davis with it. Now guarded by Noel. And again, no good by New Orleans.
And, you know, you can feel the desperation right now. They're starting to lose their composure offensively.
You know, and this is where your leaders need to step up. They need to force a shift in the tide. This is what he does for this team. Provides consistent scoring that helps them get the lead and keep it. You can't blame him for this deficit on the scoreboard. This guy's been consistent as always.
Mavericks leading by 21. 1:46 left here in the fourth quarter. Out to the wing. Here's Nowitzki. Releases from the wing and drills it. Nowitzki's got 37.
But I tell you, it's been a long time since Dirk lacked for confidence in catch-and-shoot situations. Lights out. Boy, did an excellent job to hit the moving target with the lead pass. That was simply perfectly placed.
Here is Matthews after Rajon Rondo's bucket.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Dallas.
And as one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And so this will mark the 15th win of the year for them.
And they're able to even the score of this series at a game apiece. Still, 2 more to go in the season series. And what a huge standout performance it was for Dirk Nowitzki.
Well, we're not going to be surprised when he turns in a game like this, but I thought he played especially well, and a ton of productivity to go along with it.
And the first one at the line is good. A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Monty Eunice is checked in for Cousins. Cunningham comes in for Allen. Thompson, he's checked in for Drew Holiday. And Ian Clark subbed in for Rajon Rondo. And both free throws good for Davis. Dallas has gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on 3-point attempts here in the 4th. And he gets it to go. And the Mavericks lead by 21.
And you can hear the disappointment in the crowd tonight. But we saw a team that was just ready to do battle in this arena. They clearly wanted this road win.
And on the road, they knew they might have to work a little harder. You could see it coming, even in warm-ups, that they would be giving maximum effort.
Here's Munford. There's a good screen. Nowitzki a screen. Here's Harris. An easy layup after coming off the pick.
This is a serious game-clinching run they're on.
Listen, if you want to succeed, respect the moment, play with a purpose, that's what they did.
And Davis can't get it to go. Here's Munford. So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Dirk, the game really turned in the second half when you started to get going. What was changing for you out there?
Well, I thought the team's going to look to me to score. And in the first half, I actually tried to be aggressive, tried to get going, but just couldn't find the rhythm. Had some good looks, I thought. So I was actually encouraged going to halftime. I said, if I get those looks again, I'm going to be able to knock them down. And it always helps, you know, as a shooter when you make your first couple in the second half to get your confidence up. And the team kept feeding me after that.
Greatness comes out when it has to. Thanks again, Dirk. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. Now time to send you over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson for the postgame show with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, friends and neighbors. Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith as we move forward to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Nerlens Noel. One could say he had quite a fourth quarter. Completely shut the door on any attempt by the other side to sneak this one out. What are your thoughts, Shaq?
It's amazing how often he was able to slash right through the defense and get to the rim for an easy deuce. Come on, man. They couldn't stop his penetration, Ernie. All those points he racked up from the paint made a big difference.
You talk about a dominant shooting performance. He had defenders draped all over him. And he never looked flustered, and he never looked confused, and his confidence was never shaken.
That's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. We certainly hope you've enjoyed the show, don't we, guys?
It was great.
Yeah. Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and for Kevin Harlan and the entire 2K Sports crew. All 653,000 of them.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Hard-working.
A lot of people.
Yeah. The long line at the buffet, though.
Yeah. Shout out to the T-Poles, man.
Oh,
yes. I don't know his name, but I know his face.
I'm Ernie Johnson. See you next time.